Trying to teach yourself guitar, I'm here to tell you, you can do it. If you don't have a guitar, then you can make that choice whether you want to play acoustic or electric. If you already have a guitar, if you like playing it, then you're probably alright. But if it's very difficult to play, you might actually want to get it set up. Or maybe the size doesn't fit you. So the first thing you want to make sure is that you have a playable guitar. Next, let's talk about holding the guitar. You want to make sure you're holding the guitar correctly. So first things first, set the guitar and let it rest on your right knee at the curvature of the bottom of the guitar here. Have your elbow rest right over the top side right here. That will center your picking hand right over the sound hole. Now here's how to hold a pick. You put it between the side of your index finger and the base of your thumb. You let a little bit of the tip of the pick come past your index finger, and then when you strum, these are known as downstrokes. And these are upstrokes. So I pick in a downward motion, that's known as a downstroke. I pick in an upward motion, that's known as an upstroke. Down, up. It's important to hold the pick pretty tightly, otherwise it'll vibrate and rattle a little bit when you pick strings. Don't grip the pick completely too tight because you'll squeeze your fingers and it'll actually hurt your hand. But you do want to hold it pretty still, that way it doesn't vibrate as you pick strings. Let's learn how to fret note. Put your thumb on the back of the neck and use the tip of your fingers and kind of just push in just a little bit. You can kind of pull back with your arm too, that kind of helps get pressure. Place your fingers between the frets, like this. Place your finger right on the wood of the neck, right on the fretboard. And then you can play on each string. You want to keep the base of your thumb on the back of the neck as you learn to play chords and notes. Your left hand is free to move up and down the fretboard. The next tip, you want to learn how to tune your guitar. That's very, very, very important. You can get a little neck attachment tuner like a snark and then tune to these sounds. The skinniest string is your high string, your first string. Tune that to an E. The second string is B. The third string is G. The fourth string is D. The fifth string is A. And the sixth string is E. I can't tell you how important it is to get your guitar in tune. So when you start playing it, anything you play will sound 1,000 times better. Alright, now it's time to learn some chords. We'll start with the first 5 major chords you should know. A, C, D, E, and G. Let's have a few notes about these chords. Kind of a joke on words. They all use only 3 fingers. On the A, you use your second, third, and fourth finger. On the C, you use your first, second, and third finger. On the D, you use your first, second, and third. The same on the E, and the same on the G. So the A is kind of the exception. You'll see A also in chord books played 1, 2, 3. But it's really hard to get your first finger in that little space on that one fret there. So I suggest using your second, third, and fourth finger. Your pinky's a lot smaller and it fits right in there nice and snug. So these are your major chords. This is A, this is C, this is D, E, and G. you want to strum 5 notes on the A, don't hit the 6th string. You want to strum 5 on C, 4 on D, all 6 notes on E and on G. Now here's 3 minor chords you need to know. A minor, a lot like your A major, but fingered differently with your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd finger, and this finger's on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. This is D minor, this is D major. It's really good to get used to being able to play back and forth between the major and the minor chords. Also, now we have E major. If I take my 1st finger off, I get an E minor chord. So E major, E minor, A major, A minor, D major, and D minor. Another type of chord you're going to come across real quick is a term called the power chord, or the root 5th chord, or, for example, A5. That's just basically the A note of a chord and the 5th in the chord. And you typically only play 2 strings on the guitar when you do that. On an electric guitar, we add distortion and it becomes a power chord. Now you can take this idea and move it up by using your 1st and 3rd finger here. These are known as power chords. Now you can do the same thing stemming off the E chord. This is an E5 power chord, and it moves right up the neck. Want to learn your power chords? Each one of these power chords has a name. So eventually, it'll be good to start learning the names of all the notes on your fretboard. That can come in a little while. You don't have to do that today. The first thing you want to do is just get acquainted with your basic chords and your power chords. You'll be pleasantly surprised when you get on the internet and look up songs. You'll be able to sift out a lot of the chords for songs really quickly. As you're learning your chords, make a list of your favorite guitar songs. If you don't have any, find some. Start listening to guitar music. It's very, very important. Make a daily practice schedule. It can really help you work on a routine, and you can measure your progress. Slowly recognizing the sound of different chord shapes takes time. It will train your ear. You want to be able to hear the difference between open chords. That's chords with open strings, and the sound of bar chords. And power chords. And single note riffs.